the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it.
All right, welcome back, my friends, to House Rules Fantasy Football Weekly Updates. I am Jonathan Peel, and I appreciate you guys joining me today. Took last week off. Actually, this has probably been my first day off in about 3 weeks. I'm still in my jammy jams. I have done absolutely nothing today so far, except for hop on like a work meeting and stuff. But anyways, we're not here to talk about my problems. We're here to talk about fantasy football and House Rules League. So we didn't get an update for week 9, but here is the update for week 10. Obviously, we had a lot of changes in position. We had some more injuries. Jaden Daniels had his arm pretty much broken in half. We had a couple other people fall out. We have Joe Burrow coming back this week, possibly. So he's looking good in practice. But anyways, once again, that's NFL stuff. We want to talk about house rules. So with that in mind, I say we go ahead and hop in and take a look at the week that was week 10. All right, my friends, in week 10, we had spoilers going against Princess Posse. In this game, spoilers 120 to 125. Now, this is pretty ridiculous because for Gabe, I mean, he had 39 points, 38 points pretty much from Gibbs. He had 34 points from Henderson. He had 23 points from J-Mo Williams. Just all these big numbers, but then, of course, a goose egg from DJ Moore. Not even 6 points from Bo Nix. I mean, he had his players going off, but other players just absolutely failing him with that 120 and fall to Cody's 125. So he had May getting 20 points from him over there for Cody's team, 21 points from Nico Collins, and McConkley getting about 21 points. Congratulations on the win, Cody and Gabe. It's just been a rough year for you, man. We feel it. We love you. 2-8, technically speaking, you're still not out of it. We'll take a look when we look at the standings. But anyways, touchdown there going against Flenderella. Over there, Paul won his game 138, taking over Flenderella at 129. It was balls out, crazy game for Paul to pull this off and get most points for the week. But for Flynn's losing team, 20 points for Josh Allen, 19 points from George Kittle, and 19 points from the Texan defense. Over there for Paul's winning team, we have 23 points for the Bakers Mayfield, 21 points from Kyler Williams, and 20 points from that Broncos D. And yes, we had a slate of absolutely snooze fest for primetime TV. The Thursday night game, the Sunday night game, the Monday night game were probably the most boring lineup that I have seen in a long time. Now, for our next game, Dr. Football taking on Garbage Time. Vic getting the dub with 112 over Mike Grace's team at 103. Over there for Mike Grace's team, 25 points for Trey McBride, 17 points from Jalen Waddle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown getting 14 points. And then Victor's team, 27 points from Matthew Stafford, 23 points from Drake London, and 17 points from Vidal. Congratulations on getting that win, Victor. Now, CK Cronies upsetting first place 50 pinball. For Quay's losing team, 94 points total. 23 points from Chris Olave, 11 points from Slayton, 14 points for his kicker. Sam Darnold let him down. They had the game pretty much won just defensively, that Sam Darnold didn't have to do much, except for in the second half, he threw an interception, fumbled the ball twice. Thankfully, the defense kept everything alive. Now, over there for Christian's winning team, you got 42 points from Achane. That is a shitload of points. Not most points scored by a player this week, though. But 42 points from Achane. Ibuka got 23 points, and then 15 points from JJ McCarthy. Congratulations on getting that win and taking down Quay. Not last place, falling to the rookie mistakes. Alex getting a win as well. Brett's team, 83 points. Alex's team, about 102. Over there for Brett's team, we got 16 points from Lamar Jackson, 15 points from Devontae Smith, and then DeAndre Swift or Diggs, whatever you want to say, about 13 points. Over there for Alex's winning team, 26 points from Jared Goff, 17 points from Josh Jacobs, and 10 points from the Colts defense, or 14 points from Charbonnet, however you want to look at it. And then we had tier does not so, falling 88 points to balls deep at 132. Over there for John's team, 12 points from Indianapolis Jones, who did not have his best game, 19 points from Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is still the league wide receiver leader in yards and catches. And Jigba's just been doing it up. How much do you think Metcalf hates that he left Seahawks? How much do you think that he hates that he left Seattle to go play with Aaron Rodgers, and he has done very little this year? And his complaint was he wanted to get the ball, and he went to a place where, well, he's really not getting the ball. So anyways, that's just a personal beef. Now, over there, balls deep, winning team. Like I said, H-Camp, 41 points. A lot of points. However, Jonathan Taylor, 51 points, most points scored by a player this season. I think in the history of our league, I've had that about 3 times. I have to go back and look at the history, but I know that I've had the most points scored by a player in a league by, I think, at least 3 times, maybe 4. But anyways, 25 points from the Seahawks defense, as I talked about before, and then 15 points from my kicker, Myers. Everybody else on my team pretty much shit the bed. Nobody did good. I talk about it like in the chat sometimes. Like, I put a wide receiver in, and then the other one goes off on my bench. So I put 2 wide receivers in, they both shit, and the 2 wide receivers that I picked up last week on waivers on my bench went off. But that's the way she goes, boys. That's the way she goes. All right, with that being said, let's take a look at our new standings going into week 11. I still am very upset with this. I understand why. I understand the math. I understand that. But how do I win a game, have second most points, go from 4th to 5th place? That is a kick in the ball sack. But anyways, it is what it is. Like I said, I understand why it happens because most of my losses are the people above me right now, and we're all tied. So I get it. Anyways, with that being said, Spoilers is holding down that 12th place, has not moved a bit. CK Crony still in 11th, has not moved a bit, even though he took down 1st place. I feel like you should have gotten something for that. But hey, you're in that bracket where other people who are with you have beat you. Garbage Time sitting down in 10th place. Rookie Mistakes moved up to 9th. Not Last Place holding on to 8th place. Dr. Football dropped down to 7th. Tier Just Not So dropped from 3rd to 2nd place. Balls Deep, like I said, dropped down to 5th place. Princess Posse moved up to 4th. Flinderella down to 3rd. Touchdown there, jumped up to 2nd place. And Quay is still holding on firm in 1st place. He does have a 2-game lead on anybody next to him, which is actually the next 4 people. So Quay can still lose out of 1st place this year. And then Gabe, mathematically speaking, if you take a look at this, 6th place is 5-5. You're 2-8. We have this week and the next 2 weeks where you can get wins and still possibly move into that position for 6th place. Maybe. We don't know. I think it's not impossible, just highly improbable. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at most points scored for. Flinderella, 1256, holding on tight. 2nd place, 1231 and Balls Deep. And then 1222 with touchdown there. So very close margin right there between those 3 teams. A differential of, a little over 25 points. So anything can still happen. Most points is still within grasp of at least 3 teams. And then, hey, somebody could really go off and score 200 points this week and just blow everything out of proportions. Least points scored, well, Alex, don't have to look. Hey, but you did get a win this week, Alex. I'm proud of you. I'm not going to rib on you that hard. Now, most points scored against. I did want to take a look at that this week because I haven't talked much about it. That is Gabe, who is in 12th place, has had the most points scored against him. He's the only person that actually has 1,200 points scored against him this year. So that definitely accounts for, a lot of those L's. It's not you, Gabe. It's the teams that you went against just had a better roster for that week who went off. It just happens. We know that. We've all felt that pain where it's like, if I was going against anybody else this week, I would have won, except for the person that I played. So, take those rankings in, man. We have this week and then 2 more weeks left of our regular season before we start hitting our fantasy football playoffs. Get excited, my friends. Now, with all that being said, let's take a look at what NFL.com thinks our matchups are going to look like for week 11. All right. Okay, so Tears Not So going against the Presses Posse. We're looking at 118 for John and 102 for Cody's team. So we're going to see how this plays out. I mean, Cody doesn't even have a tight end right now, so I'm pretty sure he's going to get somebody in there soon. Balls deep going against touchdown there. Paul has the advantage on me at the moment with 107 to 99. The late bye weeks in the NFL really suck because my workhorse was Jonathan Taylor, which, yes, he has literally saved me several times this year so far, is on bye week this week. So Paul might get that easy dub when I don't have my guy who can score 51 points on any given week. And then, so we'll see how that game plays out. Not last place going into Dr. Football. Brett is currently projected around 110. Dr. Football is currently projected around 118. Flinderella going against the rookie mistakes. Flinderella is currently projected around 117, going against rookie mistakes 82, who does not have a defense in at the moment. CK Cronies going against Garbage Time. We're looking at Christian about 102. We're looking at Victor about 104. We're going to see how that plays out. And then for my
Stone Cold Lock of the Century or week.
Game of the week, my friends, is first place versus last place. Okay, this is the battle of the polar opposites. This is Quay, who's sitting in a league of his own, and then Gabe sitting in a league of his own too. Quay's over here, as you know, he's just winning, and then Gabe is just getting shit on by everybody, unfortunately. So Quay is currently projected around 112. However, can Gabe live up to his name and play spoilers and get that L in there? He's currently projected around 95 points, so we're going to find out. We just have to wait and see. Football starts tomorrow, my friends, so let's find out. Now, with all that being said, we are coming down to the end of our season. Like, where did this year go? I really wish that we had more time and that there were more games and we were able to stay competitive all year. But man, it's going to come to an end soon, and it's going to be really sad. We got Turkey Day coming up, and then after that, we're going to go right into the NFL playoffs for us, and then the playoffs are going to be starting up at the end of December, beginning of January, Christmas, New Year's, 2026 is on its way. I mean, the government shutdown has ended. The Epstein files might come out. Oh no, we're going to find out. It's going to be a crazy end of this year, that's for damn sure. So thank you guys for joining me, and I wish the best of luck to everybody except for Paul, and as always, my friends, helpers.